Today on Megadad's Live, it's all about Summer Game Fest. We're picking our 6 favorite reveals from the showcase. Let's get straight to it and start the show. The calendar, the Summer Game Fest episode we're doing right now, will be next Wednesday. You're recording an Xbox thing with Clay, right?
Correct. Sunday.
Next Friday.
Okay.
The following Wednesday is going to be the Forza episode that we recorded like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, that's fine.
007 episode that we're going to record next will be next Friday.
Well, I mean, we're trying to like shove a monster into a little tight hole.
Yep.
Megadad's Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Megadads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
I've never been in a gangbang, but what's happening to the Megadad's Gmail account right now is about as close as I'm probably ever going to get. It's summer Game Fest season.
Is
which, the emails that I'm getting right now are just insane. It's impossible to sort through. I need an assistant. I need a Mabel. And she's been on hiatus. I don't know what's going on with Mabel. She's on the lam or something.
I haven't seen her in a while.
I haven't seen her in a while either. Hopefully she comes back to the show at some point. But when did email accounts start getting sponsored emails? What the fuck is this? Have you noticed this?
Oh, where it goes to the top like an
they're
ad?
Advertisements. You get like advertisements in your inbox now. So
that's gross. Well, you always got spam ads, but you're talking about regardless of what you're doing, it's like showing up on top, right?
Yes.
I have seen that. I'm like, what are these two on top? And, they should not be here.
I don't know when this started. I'm sure I'm just like, I haven't been paying attention. But like at this point, when I'm trying to filter through all of these game and PR emails and all this shit, and I've got like Gateway Fiber and Grammarly, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? They're all tagged as sponsored. It is super duper gross.
Yeah,
Icky.
It's super gross. Yeah, they're gonna put ads in your eyelids like eventually. Like when you blink, it's gonna be like sponsored by like hemorrhoid cream or whatever the fuck.
This program is powered by Megadad's Boost, our public support program. You can join at patreon.com/Megadads. For over 10 years, Megadads has been bringing you the best in podcasts, reviews, interviews, family fun, and so much more. As an independent media organization, we rely on audience members like you to help support what we do, to ensure that Megadads can continue to bring you the great content that you enjoy. If you've been watching, listening, or playing along through the years, please consider lending your support by becoming a member of Megadad's Boost. Memberships start for as little as $1 a month, and you can start collecting your Boost rewards from day one. Rewards like art cards, early access podcasts, reviews, gameplay clips, and so much more. Please visit patreon.com/Megadads and become a member today. You can help us continue to make more of that Megadads coverage you've loved over the last 10 years well into the future by becoming a member of Megadad's Boost. It's Summer Game Fest season. Let's get in. This episode of Megadad's Live is all about the Summer Game Fest showcase that just happened this last weekend, and I watched it live. I have not watched the Summer Game Fest show in several years. I usually just catch the highlights. I read a recap, and then I watch whatever trailers that I think are interesting, but I knew we were recording today. So I actually sat down and I watched the entire showcase. Did you watch the entire showcase live?
I absolutely did not catch it live, but I absolutely watched the entire thing.
You did?
And I caught the VOD and it was like choppy as hell.
Yep.
Some people were saying that it was also choppy live. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was a very glitchy, the sound kept lagging and then I kept getting kicked out and
the feed would like loop back a few seconds.
Yeah, okay,
and
I'm
replay
not
the same
crazy.
thing over
Yeah.
and over again.
So the VOD's like that on YouTube. Some people said that on Twitch it's not like that, but I don't know. I felt like the show in general was scaled back, like in production quality. Like the stage was more basic, and then the size of the venue seemed really small compared to like other things they've done. So maybe they're like pushing their resources more toward like Cologne and like doing the winter thing instead of the summer. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
and
so
I don't know.
Jeff show, he's got Summer Game Fest, and then he's got
Opening
Game
Night
Awards,
Live.
which
Yeah,
are
Game
basically the
Awards.
same thing. Only in the Game Awards they pretend like it's an award show, but it's just like a venue for announcements, and they do it twice a year. I think they're both held at the Microsoft Theater, but yeah, it's a totally different vibe in Summer Game Fest versus the Game Awards. What did you think overall? Just like general.
Well, first shout out to Lucy James. She's a industry veteran. She's of the people, true gamer, and like has done a lot of work in the industry. And she was the co-host. I thought that was interesting. She's launching a website.
Yeah.
Something called findthegame.game or something like that.
As if we don't have enough games in our eyeballs all the time.
It seemed like what she was doing was advertising a way of how she's like, oh, this is how I'm gonna stand out by like curating like all
which
the
is nice
stuff, which is what we complain about a lot. So if you can achieve the goal, that's great. But other than it's looking for .game, and then that's interesting. But overall, because like at the end I asked myself, did I feel like that dragged or was that worth my time, right? Like, am I upset for sitting through it? And I would say no, it was too long. But when I was looking back at the list, because I was taking notes on every game and assigning it like stars based on how excited I was, there was a lot. There was a lot there. You can't go through that and say it was time wasted. Strong opening, strong closing. I was not upset that I watched.
It was just absolutely packed with tons of great announcements. I really appreciated that they seemed to lean away from a lot of the free-to-play slop that they usually have. Like I feel like most of his presentations just have tons of log in and put in the Game Awards code and you'll get this free skin.
Yeah,
and this was really
right.
missing a lot of that, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
Tons of great announcements, a lot of stuff that wasn't for me, but that's absolutely fine. I agree that it was just incredibly too long, like way too long. And the reason that I think it was because, like you said, the content was really good, but it's got this old gaming world mentality of the way the showcases used to be, where people would come out in between each thing. Yeah. And I think we've gotten accustomed to trailer, maybe like a voiceover between the trailer. But like Jeff would come out between almost every single announcement and do his little bit, which, that's fine. That's a way to do it. But it does absolutely inflate the watch time for sure.
And it's entirely too much because like what they're doing is saying this is really big, so let's say something in front of it instead of it being bookmarked by like or bookended by two other trailers. Like obviously you want to stop, but they did it too many times, so it cheapens it. So it's like, are you ready for this? Like, and a lot of them like aren't that exciting. So I agree that those little segments, and it's just me, and it's probably a bad thing, but when they come out and it's like, here's the famed director or the voice actor, whatever, someone like important. These are people who put years of their life into making stuff for us to enjoy. And I don't give a fuck what they have to say. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I respect you, but I don't actually respect you enough to want to hear you for 15 seconds say, are you ready to see this? We just showed you this. Like, it drives me banana. How do you feel about that? Again, they're great people. They deserve recognition. I just don't want to give them that time.
I
them.
would much rather that the gaps between would come from those people than from Jeff Keighley.
Yeah,
So,
maybe he doesn't have to be up there the whole time.
Yeah, so like when the guys from That's No Moon, I believe is the studio, they came out and they showed off their shooter game, which looks phenomenal. I would rather hear from those guys than hear Jeff talk about those guys. So I don't mind that so much. That's okay. Plus that dude's outfit, he was wearing like overalls and a suede jacket and a yellow bow tie, and his mustache was I could have looked at that for hours. I was lost.
That shooter was called Crossfire, and it was going to be one of my honorable mentions. Just kind of a cover shooter brought to the next level type thing. I thought when I saw Crossfire, I was like, I thought this game was released and then canceled.
I thought the same thing.
I was like, wait, Crossfire? What am I thinking?
It must have a similar title to something else because
it was
Xbox
like Crossfire
had a
X
something.
Or something.
Yeah.
Watch it be the exact same thing.
That absolutely threw me off as well. I thought the exact same
It
thing.
was called Crossfire X.
It was. Oh
my God.
Fuck.
Dude, you got to step away from that name. If something was called like Megadad's X and it sucked ass, we would not name our shit Megadad's right afterwards. I mean, maybe we would, but you get what I'm saying.
We would. Yeah, we would. Absolutely. Go for those clicks. All right, well, let's start talking about the games themselves. We each selected 3 games that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I think we should just start, even though none of us put this on our list. I think we need to start here. There's not a lot to say about it, but Resident Evil Veronica was the way they started the show.
Honorable mention for sure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really a lot to say. It was basically a teaser trailer just for Capcom to say, we're doing this. I was leveled because I can't believe Resident Evil 9 came out like a month and a half ago, and they're already showing us the next game.
They're just going to keep giving us these games, Adam, whether we want it or not. But when I see the Capcom logo now, I get excited as hell. I'm like, let's go, because they have like a good pedigree, especially lately.
Is Capcom like secretly the best studio right now?
Yeah, no, I get excited for the Capcom, like anything that they're doing lately. It looked good. Are you able to tell me what I couldn't figure out, which is this is a first person in the vein of Biohazard, or what it looked like it.
I bet you they're just going to use the 9 formula from now on. You pick.
Mix?
You do it. You pick which one you want. I'd be totally fine with that because I cannot imagine that they're going to make you play first person perspective through what was a third person perspective game, Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. So I'm excited about it. Not a lot of details, not a lot to say, but
from what they showed, it's at this point they're selling like a formula kind of a bit, and that like I was really into the gray segments a lot more than I thought I was going to be in the last Resident Evil game. So I'm down for whatever they do. Right now, I just trust them. So yeah.
All right, let's get to your first pick. What was one of the games that you thought stood out for Summer Game Fest?
So I thought that I was looking at Assassin's Creed Hex, but it's actually called 1666 Amsterdam. And to me, this was like a 4 out of 5 star excitement. 1666 Amsterdam is a dark, story-driven action adventure game by Banshee Digital Games. And Assassin's Creed co-creator Patrice Desilets. So as they were revealing it, I was just getting all the right vibes. It was like a very cool like witch character, and it had this like mix of like, you could tell that it's gonna have like the fantastical magic elements over like a kind of normal world where it kind of like shakes it up. And it just had Assassin's Creed vibes all the way through, which makes sense considering the Assassin's Creed co-creators in there.
Yep.
Involved. I was floored by what I saw. I thought they showed. It impresses me when they show at least a snippet of like what gameplay might actually be, because it's a lot of cutscenes, obviously, but you could see a little bit of the action of what they're trying to go for. So I thought it was great. Again, I don't know if and when Assassin's Creed Hex is going to come out, but it's going to be interesting if Assassin's Creed ever goes that route and it comes up against this, like who did it better type thing. I thought it looked great.
Yeah, I did too. I really liked the design of it. I liked all the cats like on the big twisted dead tree, and
I think
the
you
way
could
that
become the cat or something. I mean, something's going on there.
Yeah, I loved the way that like the world is kind of like a pale gray and brown, but the character is like drenched in blood red, like mystical cloak stuff. So it's just got a really striking visual to it. And I mean, you kind of, it's like a new property, but you kind of know what you're getting because, like you said, it owes a lot to Assassin's Creed, so you kind of know what you're going to get there. So that's very exciting. I thought that one looked really cool as well.
The really cool thing about it was that they have the prologue available now to play, which I thought was like really interesting. So you can go ahead and like download and try that. I'm definitely going to do that. I'll probably like release some footage, on the YouTube channel. And I like when they give you like even more. So it's like, I feel like they were very prepared to say, we got something here. We're going to give you, we have this prologue. Like it helps you set apart from other people when you have something. Like there's kind of like a wet fart noise when it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, but we didn't show gameplay. Oh, that's kind of cool. And we showed some gameplay, but then it's not available now in any way. Like it's just, they went the whole way with it. So someone's smart in what they're doing here because I'm interested. I'm in.
They did the opposite of what Studio H, is it
MDHR with Cuphead? Yeah.
Holy shit, that was terrible. That was like, the biggest wet fart ever.
Let's do a skit saying that something's coming. Don't show it at all. And then do a last minute, oh, we have a mini announcement. Their 2D take looked kind of cool. It was like Super Cuphead or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked okay, but it was definitely like hold them over because we're not going to be done with Cuphead 2 for like a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the games that I selected, I was very excited to see the follow-up to Stellar Blade, which is called Blood Rain. I just recently, if you are an interacted Megadad's community member, you might have seen in the Discord that I just finished Stellar Blade not that long ago. I went back and completed it. Stellar Blade Blood Rain is the sequel. It features a new protagonist, which isn't a huge surprise if you are a person who finished the original Stellar Blade game. That game has 2 different endings, and one of them really alludes to the fact that they're going to take this series in a totally different direction, which seems to be what they're doing here. It seems to be a leap in time forward. You are a new protagonist named Evie, as opposed to Eve, who was the lead character in the original Stellar Blade. The graphics in this thing were just balls out amazing, to the point where I feel like they're developing this for like super powered PCs, and I worry that the consoles won't be able to hold up because the visuals in the cyberpunk city were just outrageous. The combat looks to be more melee focused. In the first game, obviously you used the titular Stellar Blade. You had a big sword all the time, but this one is all about like boxing. It looks like it's more like mixed martial arts where you're just getting in people's faces, beating the shit out of them with your big old robot hands. I think this looks great. I liked the first Stellar Blade a lot. I thought that there was some story shortcomings, and then obviously they leaned way too hard into the kink. That game was really for what do they call them? Gooners?
It's called a Gooner, sir.
Gooners.
Yeah.
It was a major Gooner game, and I'm glad that this trailer didn't have any of that. It's probably still going to be in there, but there was no overt, hey, look at her ass moments in this trailer. So I have hope that Shift Up, I think it's the studio that makes these games. I have a hope that they're learning from the first one, building on it, and making something better. Any interest in Stellar Blade Blood Rain? This is supposed to be a multi-platform game. The first one came out exclusively on PlayStation for a while before it released on multi-platform. But any interest here?
You stole this one from me because this was one of my top, maybe my top 2, maybe it was number 2 for me. It was so good. I look at Cyberpunk, and a lot of people say that Cyberpunk 2077, that the city's so great. Like, this is a fully lived in like city and all that. To me, it never achieved that in any respect. I just look at it and I see a video game world.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I was like, how are they doing this? Like, this is probably not as interactive. Like, it's probably like scrolling a lot, like in the back, like predetermined, but still the sense and scale of this is the future.
Yeah.
This is grit. This is like cyberpunk.
It's like
I
a
thought
90s anime world.
it blew it out of the water. I'm like, this is a million times better than the cyberpunk aesthetic, in my opinion. The fighting, like you said, getting up close and personal, looked great. I didn't know what it was at first. I'm like, oh, this could be anything. So when I saw that it was like Stellar Blade, a sequel, I was like, okay, they're gonna do it right. I hear great things about Stellar Blade, but never played it. It looks great.
The thing that tipped me off, strangely enough, was the music. Like, there's a point early in the trailer where there's like some jazz female vocal, and that was like so part of the identity of Stellar Blade was the wonderful soundtrack. Like, the music in that game was way better than it had any need to be. And so when I heard that, I was like, holy shit, this is Stellar Blade. It's got to be. And sure enough, it was.
More than 12 years ago, Megadad started as a place for an older generation to go to talk about their love of video games. We know that just because you get older doesn't mean you stop having fun, and gaming will always be our passion. But just as people grow and change over the years, so has Megadads, and that's why today's Megadads celebrates fun, fully grown.
We know your interests are broad, ours are too, and while video games will always be at the core of what we do, we're dedicated to showing you all the ways we celebrate fun, fully grown here at Megadads.
Whether it's playing the latest video games,
checking out the coolest movies,
finding the rarest cards,
unboxing amazing collectibles,
or simply exploring the world around us,
you can be sure you'll get coverage of the best that life has to offer. There's so much to enjoy in this world, and we here at Megadads are dedicated to showing it to you. So subscribe today and come by every day, because this is Megadads, fun, fully grown. The place to be for Megadads socials is the Megadads Discord, where you can engage with your favorite Megadads as well as other friends of the Megadads every single day in our stress-free and welcoming social space. When you're a member of our Discord, you will get alerts for all of our content drops, so you never have to miss a review, a podcast, or a hot take. Partake in our fun weekly Megadads holidays like Waluigi Wednesday and Final Fantasy Sunday. Megadads Discord is fun, free, and follows you wherever you go. Join us today and become part of the conversation.
All right, let's get to your next pick.
Okay, so I tried to dig a little bit deeper for this one because I think that it deserves recognition. Last Harbor is the game. If you remember this one, this is where you're fishing, but then all of a sudden they introduce zombies, and I was like, wait a second.
What the fuck?
Not only does like being on the boat and preparing the fish and catching the fish was cool, I was like, oh, okay, like this looks decent. I might play that. And then it was like, oh, wait, zombies and shooting and stuff? I'm like, and it looks pretty good. So Last Harbor is an upcoming open world multiplayer zombie survival game developed and published by Tiny Build. I did not realize this, but the mobile base, you could tell it's like, oh, okay, so you're on a boat and it's moving. That was pretty clear. What I did not know is that they have multiplayer, persistent multiplayer.
Really?
You can ally with people and fight for survival, earning loot, have gunfights, and, either, compete or co-op with like other people apparently, which is crazy. I'm like, this is a cool mix. It looked well done. I love the concept. It just looked like a game that was going to be right up my alley.
Yeah.
And it's scheduled for PC in 2027, so they don't really have any other things. But I thought it looked great. Did this one stick out to you as much as it did to me at all?
It sure did, just because when they flipped the script on, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a survival game. Like, he's cooking and he's on a boat. You can tell like that's your hub. And then all of a sudden, like, there's zombies stuck to the wall. But I like how it's like it uses the marine theme with the zombies.
Yeah.
So it kind of looked like Pirates of the Caribbean a little bit, you know, how it's like got all the coral and shit and
it looked cool.
Barnacles and all that stuff. So I was like, well, that's really cool. But yeah, I watched that and I said, this is absolutely an Antonio game. I'm not surprised at this.
I'm very excited for this. I was surprised. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like this, it just looked like it was going to be like a decent quality, and I'm kind of glad they're taking their time to cook. So good first look for that one. Yeah.
Which brings up another point that I thought there was an interesting focus on cool looking PC only games. My next selection is a PC game as well. I picked an extremely hard game. I saw this trailer. It's two gooses holding a nest in their beaks between them.
Yes.
Two different players, and you're navigating through all of these different obstacle courses, trying to carry this egg to the finish line. My kids and I saw this trailer and were instantly like, this is our next Overcooked. This is our next, what the hell is the game? Untitled Goose Game kind of thing, where we play this as a family. I was bummed that this is PC just because we're not PC players. I certainly don't bring my kids down here to play on the PC. But this is a slam dunk for Switch. If this doesn't make its way to Switch at some point, I'll be shocked. Yeah. I thought that the design and just the charm and character of it, it's so ridiculous. Like at first they're like, oh, we're going through the pond and we got to walk over the logs. But pretty soon there's like, it looks like a Ninja Warrior course. You know, there's like
it looks very extreme.
Barriers.
Yeah.
I thought this looked hilarious. This is a great looking party game that I really hope lands on the Switch because my family would love this. Did you think this would look pretty good?
They lost me at the hard. Like if they would show, like, they're really leaning into, even in the title, they're like, this is kind of like extreme. Obviously you're supposed to have fun failing, but if they would have shown like a little bit more basic stuff and maybe didn't put it in the title that this is going to be so challenging, I would like, this is part of the reason why I didn't play like the Baby Steps game, because it's not that I don't see the appeal, but just when people talked about it, it's like, this seems impossible. It's very slow and plotting, and like it just seems like I would want to have more of a chance of success. Like maybe if there was like a path in each level where it's like, here's the easy path if you get through
there's
this
the baby
one.
path.
Yeah, like just make it manageable for me, because I'll tell you right now, my daughter will not have the dexterity to do this. However, I could totally see a version and another take on this where maybe if it wasn't so extreme, it would be fun. It could still be fun, but I can see this being like a streamer game. Like people are gonna go crazy for this, and like it'll have a cult following and people will play it. So yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good. So 2 to 4 players right at the end, they're like, oh, by the way,
we're gonna fuck with you even more by having
not
an
2
opposing team.
You could have 4. I'm like, okay, this is good. There is a demo available already. Now download extremely hard game demo. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I'm gonna have to do that. Whoops.
I actually just clicked download, and I don't do that very often.
Yeah, there you go. Gotta rush for it. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to your third pick for Summer Game Fest.
Okay, I think it looks way better than I thought it was gonna look. Star Wars Galactic Racer. We had seen some gameplay snippets, but this trailer was more focused on the kind of the story, like the characters.
Which is interesting, yeah.
The aliens look awesome, and I'm so glad that they're like, the aliens are such a cool part of the Star Wars genre, like in general, like the IP, and they just lean into it. It's like, hey, you want to see Sebulba, you want to see this really cool looking, I don't know how to describe them. I'm sure if I was a super nerd, I would already know like what these species are called or whatever, but it just looks great, and it extends to the vehicles, because it's like, oh, and you're gonna have a range of vehicles that you could be in, and it just looked like there's gonna be something. They're gonna add some story flavor to like the in between, so it's like maybe there's a campaign type thing you could go through, I mean, it looked great. from the racing perspective, and now from like the characters and the story. It just I cannot wait to play this game. I'm a big Burnout fan, and we got people who've worked on the Burnout games.
You can see it.
In here,
you can
see it,
absolutely
yeah.
see the Burnout in this game.
It's gonna be awesome.
I really like the fact that it's, like you said, multiple classes of ships, and it's not just like big ship, little ship, medium ship. You got speeders, you got the pod racers. Like they're gonna handle differently, and it seems like you have to do certain vehicles in certain situations. And yeah, I think that game looks really, really good.
So it's developed by Fuse Games and published by Secret Mode, and it's available in October. Surprisingly,
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming really soon to all the big guys. No Switch, so PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. So,
and speaking of coming soon, gotta end with the big finale, which absolutely took my breath away with the release date. Spring 2027. We'll see if it holds. But Final
Did they
Fantasy
say that
Spring 2027 for Final Fantasy
I missed
7
the release date. Oh wow!
Revelation. Revelation is the title for the third and final chapter of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project.
Yes.
Not a surprise that it was here, but quite a surprise at how much was there. And of course, that really, really short window to release. Final Fantasy VII Revelation brings Cloud and company back for the final confrontation with Sephiroth. There was a lot of emphasis on the new characters. You get to finally play as Vincent and Cid. You get to pilot the Highwind, which there was a lot of question after Rebirth. Rebirth had such a huge map.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of airship. Well, you finally get the airship in part 3, and you can fly it apparently wherever you want, whenever you want, and you can kind of take on these side quests in the order that you want to. You can skydive in this bitch. You fly over the area you want to go to, and then you jump off the edge of the fucking Highwind, and you skydive and parachute down to the world below. I'm sure there's some sort of programming necessity for that as to why you can't land like you could in the old game. There's probably some hidden loading thing in there. But the Highwind is in the game, fully playable. This game looks freaking amazing. I am so excited. I love the looks at the interesting gameplay with like Vincent can transform into his monster form, his Cerberus form. I love the different uniforms that have like they're introducing like the job system into this game. Visually, it's outstanding. Got all your favorite characters and locations. You get to go to Wutai. The only thing that I'm kind of bummed about is the fact that they announced that the voice actor of Sephiroth from the first two games was not available for the third. That's a major bummer. But I'm more than ready to see how they wrap this game up. I'm very excited for Final Fantasy VII Revelation. What are your thoughts, Antonio?
It is a absolute miracle that this game exists, period, for many, many reasons. They bit off a lot, and they've been chewing on it ever since, because they're like, here's the scale we're going for. Here's what we want to do. We want to stretch this out, and it has to be epic. And there was some pushback on that in the second game, where it was like too bloated, like a lot going on, like just the pace of the, in the original disc, there was like a lull. It's like, okay, there is action, and then we kind of like open it up, and you got that vibe when playing the original, and it's like, okay, now we're chilling on the beach for a bit,
Yep.
And it's like, now they're like, oh, but by the way, do you remember that like this was the most epic shit ever, and like we have these like weapons that they showed off a lot, and the weapons look absolutely fantastic,
dude. Just
like
giant.
The models are like, I don't know, like, how like character design, you see a boss and sometimes it's just like, oh, throw the kitchen sink at it, and they're like over designed, and it gets like muddy and clunky. They just look so interesting and themed, and like the scale, it was crazy. I liked the part where they stopped and they're like, oh, there's one more weapon coming out of the water, and he's like, you know what, I don't like leaving a story untold. Let's just fucking show the thing coming out. You don't have to wait for it to come out. And then they go right back to the trailer and they show this weapon coming out and he looks cool as hell. And I'm like, that was a fun move. He's like, we're not gonna tease you. Like, we've been like slow dripping everything. Let's just show him some cool shit right now. When they jumped out of the airship, I'm like, okay, cutscene, right? Then I'm like, wait, this is like kind of happening. And then it's like you can do it at any time. And you're literally skydiving to where you want to drop, like Fortnite type shit. I'm like, they didn't have to do this at all. If it was just I'm going to Wotai and like the low, you jump off and that's where you go and you always land in the same space. No one would have blinked an eye. Why did they go so hard on everything? Why? Don't they realize what they're setting themselves up for? Like it's an achievement. Like it's amazing. Did you ever play Final Fantasy X2?
I did,
The spin-off. There's X2 vibes all over this thing with the costume job system, with like going on the airship wherever you want to go. I'm like, finally, the X2 people are validated. They're like, there were some good ideas there. Let's bring that shit back. If they do any musical numbers, I'm gonna be pumped as fuck.
There were a few different costume changes in Rebirth. When you get to Costa del Sol on the beach area, you can you can put all your guys in. And my son, once we got to the beach and moved on, like he would constantly just have everybody in their swimsuit. So we'd be like doing super serious cutscenes and like Cloud is in his trunks. And it's like, I'm like yelling at my son. I'm like, Elliot, put him in some normal clothes so we can do this fucking game right. Yeah. But now they've implemented that into the game, like the gameplay. And so different outfits will give you different abilities. They're going to let you dress up.
They only showed 2 outfits that I noticed, like 2 job outfits. And just the Black Mage one looked like amazing on Tifa. And it's like, if you go like other games go, then Cloud will have the ability to go Black Mage. And God knows what that's going to look like. And God knows how many jobs and costumes they're going to have. Like, that's some cool shit. Like all the Final Fantasy games, when they do the, or like something like the Square Enix games, like Bravely Default, when you change the costumes like that, like that is like cool. It's fun to do. This game's wow.
The
like,
turnaround.
All platforms.
How? The turnaround time.
What black magic Satan shit have they done?
I don't even want to know how much AI they used for this game.
Right? They're like, fuck it, we did it with AI.
Yeah. But yeah, all platforms simultaneously for the final chapter.
This shit isn't going to run on Switch 2. They're fucking out of their mind.
Rebirth apparently is just ridiculous.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
When it releases and I play it, I still won't believe it.
I'm going to be
someone's fucking with me.
I'm going to be sad when it's over. You think it's the end? You think they're going to let these characters ride off into the sunset, or do you think they're going to do like some secret sequel shit?
I thought that when he's like, oh, we got one more thing, instead of going back to the trailer, I honestly thought that they were going to be like, oh, by the way, there's a part 4 after this, and like just let it speculate. I mean, I don't know, like 4th disc type shit. Be like, oh, and by the way, the story will continue. Like, what? Oh my God, you guys are crazy.
I'm going to be bummed when they're done with this crew. I really hope that they find some new... I mean, we got Advent Children. We know the story continues. I hope they do something else.
They could. I mean... I don't
love these characters.
There's something about the investment dollars, because I know they weren't satisfied with the sales. It going multi-platform, like simultaneous release, is like so smart, because what they did before is, oh, this will sell here where we have it. I'm sure people will come and buy it. And it's like the hype is good for the people who can possibly buy it, but not everybody. So now you're going to have it like anybody could play that wants to play. And I think it's going to help with the marketing hype. Yep. I do.
Very, very, very good content at the Summer Game Fest. I was
eat your words, eat your hat. Say thank you, J-Off.
I am very honest with my feelings about Jeff Keighley and how he was just so gleeful to tap dance on E3's grave, and it's everything he's done since then has just always sat in my throat. Like, ugh, like I appreciate what you're doing, but ugh. This was just undeniably good. It really was. And that sound right there is the caboose.
Wait. Honorable mention: Street Fighter 6 Year 4. They did it. They brought Tifa. How are we gonna skip that? Everybody. Tifa is a fighter by trade.
Yeah.
She beats people with her fists, and she's gonna fit right in. And the people were very excited. I played Street Fighter 6 at launch. I fall off because I'm just not that good to keep up.
Yeah.
But you gotta jump in it when Tifa's coming up. And I love how they did this surprise reveal. Oh, that's all the characters. But wait, one more.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. All right.
And it's gonna move units. People will pay just to play with Tifa.
Yep. I'll play with Tifa. I'll pay any money to play with Tifa.
Now we're getting on that train. It's time for the caboose, where we recommend something outside the world of video games. I'm going to go first. I'm really happy that we had a great conversation because I've been feeling bummed. The news yesterday, as of this recording, that Anthony Head, the actor who played Giles in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, passed away. Been a really rough go for Buffy fans lately.
Yeah.
We've lost 3 cast members in the last year. They canceled the reboot. I was really bummed. My recommendation is to go back and watch the show. I've been doing a rewatch over the last year, and it holds up. It's just a timeless show. It's really good.
It's a good show, man.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
It's just some of that shit. It's hokey, but it ages well, right? And Buffy's one of those shows. So.
I love Giles, man.
I could not believe it. I saw that flash on my phone yesterday at work, and I was just really bummed out.
He looked good in Ted. He did a great job acting in Ted Lasso. He was a very good character. He did it really well, and he looked good. It's a shame.
It is a shame. So
protect Sarah Michelle. God, get her a transfusion immediately.
But yes. The good news is these performers' hard work is preserved. You can watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer on Hulu right now. What's in your caboose?
Angel. Angel is the spin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Although I did watch both. I did start watching Angel just because I was like, oh, Buffy's over. Angel's on. I guess I'll watch this.
Yeah.
Angel was decent. My recommendation is for a food. A little snack that I've been having at work lately. It's a fig bar, but I think it's important to note that you should get this particular type. The brand is Nature's Bakery. Nature's Bakery fig bars. I had one at work, and then I was immediately addicted, like catnip. I was like, I need to eat these. And I'm not a
Fig Newton.
Yeah, like a Fig Newton, and I'm not a big breakfast bar or snack bar person. I mean, I've grown more on them in the last couple of years, and especially
and look
not
at you.
so much.
You look great.
Show
it off, man.
Especially not so much like figs or whatever, but this is really good. So Nature's Bakery fig bars. When you need a little, maybe pick me up, a little breakfast bar, a little snackety snack.
It's a good recommendation for guys like us because 9 times out of 10 don't eat breakfast at home. I grab something and I'm eating in the car on the way to work because I have to haul my ass out the door. So Nature's Bakery fig bars, get a box of those, watch some Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and come back for the next episode of Mega Dads Live. We'll see you then. Bye.